Hello and welcome to Roadmap 2015. I'm Benga Ashiru. We begin today with the President Goodluck Jonathan's formal declaration to run for 2015 presidential elections on November 11 at the Eagle Square in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. In his declaration speech, the President, amongst other things, promises to end insurgency, while he also announced that Nigeria has beaten the deadline to end hunger and starvation in the country. But the opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, is accusing the president of insensitivity to the plight of Nigerians by going ahead with his declaration to run for 2015 elections in the face of incessant attacks in the country. Now, let's quickly refresh you with this report on President Jonathan's declaration to run for 2015 elections.
After seeking the face of God in quiet reflection with my family, and after listening to the calls of our people nationwide to run, I, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, have accepted to present myself. We have had to deal with a wave of insurgency that has swept through some parts of our dear country. Government Science Secondary School in Yobe State was bombed by insurgents, killing our promising young children who are seeking education to build the country. Clearly, this has cast a dark cloud on our nation, but we will surely win the war against terror.
There are strong indications that the president's re-election bid might have to contend with some snarls within the party. First is the standoff between the Senate and the governors over automatic tickets, as some of the senators are threatening to dump the PDP for the APC. Another hurdle is the controversy over President Jonathan's eligibility to contest for the 2015 presidential ticket, though this suit has been dismissed at the court, but the appellants have vowed to seek redress at the Supreme Court. We had a phone interview with the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Gali Nahaba. He laughs the governors for what he calls an attempt to scuttle the democratic process. Honorable Nahaba also comments on the criticism trailing the president's declaration to run at the face of the bloodshed from insurgency. Take a listen. Right Honorable Gali Nahaba, thank you for joining us on Roadmap 2015 on Channels Television.
You're welcome.
Now, the opposition party has taken up the president on his declaration in the face of insurgents' attack. What's your take?
Insurgents everywhere in the world would like to disrupt any country's development, and I don't think and I don't believe that this country should stop because of insurgency. What is important is for us to ignore the insurgents, while at the same time, of course, countering insurgency, both militarily and otherwise. And I believe that we should continue with our normal business, and once we are cowed, that is what the insurgent would like to see.
Yeah, but what they are saying is that the opposition party does not control the instrument of power in which the federal government controls.
Yes, but they want to take over that instrument. And of course, naturally, whoever is holding that instrument will never allow anybody to take it over from him. And one important thing is that because there is insurgency, state affairs must not stop.
Now, you were in the Presidential Declaration Subcommittee on Finance. Could you tell us how much has been spent on the declaration?
Well, the only money I know that was spent by the committee was the money on security, which was about 50 million naira, but most other things that were done were the contribution of individual members of the party and the society.
Could you tell us the figure?
They are not under any obligation to release the figures for us. So we at the Finance Subcommittee, we really did not do much because those who contributed towards the declaration, provided the services themselves.
Let's look at the renewal of battle for automatic ticket between the Senate and the PDP governors. Is there a political solution to this?
Well, I believe there should be a solution. And there is a solution. First of all, a culture has cropped up in this country whereby when governors are leaving office, they want to go to the Senate. And in their desire to go to the Senate, they don't mind displacing any person who is serving as the senator for that particular constituency they want to come from. And I believe that is wrong. If senators are performing, they should be allowed to continue once the party members elect them in a primary election. And in this case, I don't think there is any primary election for governors to begin to take over from the current senators or subsisting senators.
Now, the distribution of the PVC is currently generating heated controversy. How would you describe the situation with the controversy coming from the distribution of the permanent voters card?
Well, the TPT is also pointing accusing fingers at the ATC in many states. In my state, where I went to look at all, I got complaints that the ATC has been intimidating people and even collecting the voters' cards of a lot of people without the people knowing. So these things are natural.
Okay, now let's move on to the president now. He's a man in the eye of the storm. What do you think about the challenge of the president's eligibility to contest?
Well, I feel that the eligibility of the president to contest depends on the judiciary. This is not something that could be determined by either conjecture or personal preference or allegations. Let the judiciary, let the courts determine the eligibility of the president legally.
It's barely 3 months to the 2015 elections. Bookmakers are projecting a fierce rivalry between the PDP and the APC. How do you see this playing out?
Well, I think this is healthy for democracy.
What is your take on President Jonathan's declaration to run for second term? Do you think he should take a second shot at the presidency? Do send your comments on our different social media platforms shown on your screen. As the 2015 election is fast approaching, it seems this game of fierce rivalry is becoming more intense, with the All Progressives Congress calling for international panel of inquiry on insurgent attacks in Nigeria. The APC also asked the federal government to desist from the ceasefire agreement. They say it's making the people more vulnerable to attacks. Let's take a listen to this report on the APC's stand on insurgency.
In a persistent fashion, scores of children and families continue to meet the untimely death owing to terrorist attacks, which have intensified in the northeastern part of the country. The group's ambitions are very clear, but how the federal government has tackled the challenge so far raises more questions than answers. The All Progressives Congress, in a news conference, noted that some people might be exploiting the security crisis for political advantages.
An impartial international commission of inquiry be set up to look into this Boko Haram issue. Why is it what it is? So the more savage it is, the more they are allowed to threaten, the more they are allowed to progress, the more the people of this nation will feel the necessity to cling to the open strings of a failed government. Blackmail, pure and simple.
The opposition further noted that the government has failed to stop corruption and impunity. Analyzing the security challenge, the APC asked the government to desist from ceasefire agreements which leave the people more vulnerable.
Every day we hear that our troops are not adequately armed? What is happening to the resources being deployed? Where is our intelligence service? So what we will do is to make the system work.